You wouldn't believe the Bible stories that's not put in the Bible. Nimrod is mentioned in Genesis and First Chronicles as the mighty hunter. That's Nimrod right there. He was king of Babylon. A lot of people don't know how Nimrod got unalived. Esau unalived Nimrod, and he put his life on the line to do it. The book of Jasher, chapter 27, right? And Esau at that time, after the death of Abraham, frequently went into the field to hunt. And Nimrod, king of Babel, the same was Amphrael, also frequently went with his mighty men to hunt in the field, and to walk about with his men in the cool of the day. And Nimrod was observing Esau all the days, for jealousy was formed in the heart of Nimrod against Esau all the days. So Nimrod and Esau, they been beefing. It's been a problem. And on a certain day, Esau went in the field, and he found Nimrod walking in the wilderness with two of his men. And all his mighty men and his people were with him in the wilderness, but they removed at a distance from him, and they went from him in different directions to hunt. And Esau concealed himself for Nimrod, and he lurked for him in the wilderness. So soon as Nimrod people departed to go start hunting, Esau, he chilling in the cut like peroxide. He couldn't wait to see what Nimrod had going on to get him. And Nimrod and his men that were with him did not know him. And Nimrod and his men frequently walked about in the field at the cool of the day, and to know where his men were hunting in the field. And Nimrod and two of his men that were with him came to the place where they were, when Esau started suddenly from his lurking place, and drew his sword and hastened and ran to Nimrod and cut his head off. Esau, he saw his chance, and he went to go take it, went straight cut Nimrod's head off, but it didn't stop there. And Esau fought a desperate fight with the two men that were with him. And when they called out him, Esau turned to them and smote them to death with his sword. And all the mighty men of Nimrod who had left him to go to the wilderness heard the cry at a distance, that they knew the voices of the two men, and they ran to know the cause of it, when they found their king and to the two men that were with him lying dead in the wilderness. So all the people that had dispersed from Nimrod just a little earlier, they heard Nimrod cry, and the two men that was with Nimrod crying out from being killed. And when Esau saw the mighty men of Nimrod coming at a distance, he fled and thereby escaped. And Esau took the valuable garments of Nimrod, which Nimrod's father had bequeathed to Nimrod, and with... Wow. That's crazy, because Ham, he stole the garments from Noah. I gotta bring y'all up to speed on exactly what just happened. So in Genesis 9, there's a weird story about Ham saw the nakedness of his father, and then Noah curses him for that. Noah is Ham's father. Noah curses the son of Ham, Canaan, because Ham saw the nakedness of his father. But let me tell you what really happened in that story from this same book, the book of Jasher. All right, so in chapter 7 of the book of Jasher, it gives all the details about that story. What was the nakedness that Ham saw? And Cush, the son of Ham, the son of Noah, took a wife in those days in his old age, and she bare a son, and they called his name Nimrod, saying at that time the sons of men again began to rebel and transgress against God. And the child grew up, and his father loved him exceedingly, for he was the son of his old age. And the garments of skin which God made for Adam and his wife, when they went out of the garden, were given to Cush. For after the death of Adam and his wife, the garments were given to Enoch, the son of Jared. And when Enoch was taken up to God, he gave them to Methuselah, his son. And at the death of Methuselah, Noah took them and brought them to the ark, and they were with him until he went out the ark. And in their going out, Ham stole those garments from Noah, his father, and he took them and hid them from his brothers. And when Ham begat his firstborn Cush, he gave him the garments in secret, and they were with Cush many days. And Cush also concealed them from his sons and brothers, and when Cush had begotten Nimrod, he gave him those garments through his love for him. And Nimrod grew up, and when he was 20 years old, he put on those garments. And Nimrod became strong, and he put on the garments, and God gave him might and strength, and he was a mighty hunter in the earth. Yeah, he was a mighty hunter in the field, and hunted the animals, and he built altars and offered upon them the animals before the Lord. All right, I'm gonna get back to the story, but I just had to catch y'all up on exactly what them garments was that they was talking about that Esau just stole from Nimrod. And Esau took those garments and ran into the city on account of Nimrod's men. And he came into his father's house, wearied and exhausted from fight. And he was ready to die through grief when he approached his brother Jacob and sat before him. And he said unto his brother Jacob, Behold, I shall die this day. And wherefore then do I want the birthright? And Jacob acted wisely with Esau in this matter. And Esau sold his birthright to Jacob, for it was so brought about by the Lord. And Esau's portion in the cave of the field of Machpelah, which Abraham had brought from the children of Heth, for the possession of a burial ground, Esau also sold to Jacob. And Jacob bought all this from his brother Esau for value given. And Jacob wrote the whole of this in a book, and he testified the same with witnesses, and he sealed it, and the book remained in the hands of Jacob. And when Nimrod the son of Cush died, his men lifted him up and brought him in concertation and buried him in his city. And all the days that Nimrod lived were 215 years, and he died. And the days that Nimrod reigned upon the people of the land were 185 years, and Nimrod died by the sword of Esau in the shame and contempt. And the seed of Abraham caused his death, as he had seen in his dream. Now, I read about the story on an earlier video on my page about Nimrod versus Abraham. How Nimrod tried to kill Abraham as soon as he was 1 day old, because the people around him had a dream and Nimrod had a dream. And basically the dream was the Terah's son, which is Abraham's father, Terah's son was going to have a seed that was going to be the fall of Babylon and the fall of Nimrod. And at the death of Nimrod, his kingdom became divided into many divisions, and all those parts that Nimrod reigned over were restored to the respective kings of the land, who recovered them after the death of Nimrod. And all the people of the house of Nimrod were for a long time enslaved to all other kings of the land. Now, I don't know about y'all, but that gave me so much more insight on the story of Nimrod, Esau, and Jacob, and how Jacob got the birthright from Esau, which Jacob will become Israel. But yeah, let me know if y'all want more stories from the book of Jasher in the comments, because they be giving so much more details than was just in the Canaan Bible.